me right now is Democratic Congressman Krishnamoorthi of Illinois, sits on the House Intelligence Committee, of course, which led the House investigation until this week. Congressman, thanks for coming in.
Sure. Thanks, Kate.
Let's go through these two questions. On the charges, do you want to see evidence from the Mueller report included in articles of impeachment in addition to Ukraine?
Well, obviously the Judiciary Committee is going to lead this process, and I'll defer to how they structure this to some extent. But my one piece of input is I think we want to stress maximum clarity within the articles. If you add the Mueller report, you obviously have to explain more events. You have to talk about more witnesses and so forth. So I think that's more of a factual statement. I'm in favor of maximum clarity in the articles.
I'm thinking, for the sake of maximum clarity for our viewers, I see you're leaning more towards the keep it to Ukraine rather than adding in the Mueller, because this highlights the spot that some Democrats in specifically Trump won districts that they find themselves in a tough spot when it comes to how to vote on articles of impeachment, especially depending on what the scope of the charge is. Let me read you what one of those members, Jeff Van Drew of New Jersey, said yesterday, because he says he's a no vote on impeachment still, saying it doesn't rise. Nothing that he's seen rises to the level, and adds this warning to Democrats: be careful what you wish for, and impeachment is tearing the nation apart. How is he wrong? If you haven't convinced him, a Democrat in the House, are you concerned?
I think that this is definitely an issue as a matter of conscience that people are going to vote on, and I don't think that I'm not going to try to impose my views on anyone else. The way I see it, Kate, is that impeachment does divide the country. In my own constituency, we have measured, the metrics in terms of, how many emails, phone calls, letters we receive in favor of the process that's going forward right now, and it's overwhelmingly in favor of continuing with the proceedings that are happening right now. That being said, I think every district is different, and certainly this is going to be an issue that people are going to fall on different sides of, for sure.
Yeah, and the other big question is the timeline here. I mean, what's really been discussed is that there would be a full House vote before Christmas or the end of the year. Let's just say if the vote in the full House doesn't happen by then, what happens, Congressman?
I don't know. I'm not aware of any calendar or deadlines for any of the steps that are to happen going forward. What we know are these are the steps that have to happen if anything happens, which is the Judiciary Committee will consider our evidence, decide whether to proceed with articles of impeachment, and then the Judiciary Committee will vote on those, and then the full House would vote on those if the Judiciary Committee passes those articles. I personally don't think there should be any artificial deadlines, except I think that we have to just wrap things up as quickly as possible, if for no other reason than that there is ongoing wrongdoing in the White House today with regard to our Ukraine foreign policy and potentially the foreign policy of other countries too.
Are you by chance talking about Rudy Giuliani heading back over to Ukraine?
I have no idea why he's going to Ukraine again, but I can bet you, based on all the testimony we heard, he's not up to a lot of good over there, and it's not necessarily in the best interest of the country. It may be in the best interest of his clients, and those are two different things.
Let's see if they converge as things are about to come to a head, at least in the House. Congressman, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much.